Beneath the waves, beyond the reach of sunlight, lies a world more alien than space itself. Creatures with transparent bodies, glowing eyes, and tentacles that defy physics. Things so bizarre they shouldn't exist, but they do. And now, scientists are making shocking discoveries, finding life forms that challenge everything we know about biology, and some that might not be from this world at all. Are we truly alone, or have we just been looking in the wrong place? Stay with us as we dive into the alien creatures of the deep sea, where the real monsters are waiting. The alien creatures of the deep sea, new discoveries that defy known biology. The hidden world beneath the ocean. They say we know more about the surface of Mars than we do about our own oceans. The deep sea is a place of darkness, mystery, and unimaginable creatures. Creatures that don't just look alien, they behave like nothing we've ever seen before. Down here in the abyss, sunlight never reaches. The pressure is so intense that it would crush a human instantly. And yet, life thrives. But this is not life as we know it. These creatures have evolved in ways that defy logic. Some glow in the dark. Some have completely transparent bodies. And others look like something from a nightmare. Today, we dive into the hidden world of the deep sea and uncover creatures so bizarre that even scientists have a hard time explaining them. Some of these creatures look like they belong in an alien horror movie. Others might just hold the key to understanding life beyond Earth. Before we explore these strange beings, we need to understand why the deep sea remains one of Earth's greatest mysteries. More than 80% of the ocean remains unexplored. The deeper we go, the weirder things become. At a certain depth, no sunlight can penetrate, creating a world of total darkness. But this doesn't mean it's lifeless. In fact, life has adapted to survive in the most extreme conditions on Earth. Extreme pressure. Some creatures can withstand pressure 1,000 times greater than at sea level. Freezing temperatures. Some species survive in near-freezing waters. No oxygen. Certain deep-sea animals don't even need oxygen to survive. The deep sea is so isolated and extreme that it has created species unlike anything we see on land. To survive here, creatures have developed abilities that seem almost supernatural. Imagine a creature that can produce its own light, or one that is completely invisible, or a predator that hunts using electricity instead of sight. These are not science fiction. These are real adaptations of creatures that exist right now, lurking in the ocean's depths. The first and most famous adaptation of deep-sea life is bioluminescence. Shows slow-motion footage of glowing jellyfish, anglerfish, and other bioluminescent animals lighting up in total darkness. Bioluminescence is a phenomenon where organisms create their own light. Unlike sunlight, this light is cold, produced by special chemicals inside the creature's body. Some use it to attract prey, others use it to scare off predators, and some even use it to communicate in secret codes. Pushpin example 1. The anglerfish, the deep-sea predator with a glowing lure. Perhaps the most famous example of bioluminescence is the anglerfish. This nightmarish predator dangles a glowing lure in front of its mouth, attracting smaller fish that mistake it for food. But before they realize their mistake, it's already too late. Pushpin example 2. The lanternfish, the most abundant glowing fish in the world. But anglerfish aren't the only creatures that glow. The lanternfish, one of the most common deep-sea creatures, uses tiny glowing organs called photophores to camouflage itself from predators. From below, they blend into the faint light coming from the surface, making them nearly invisible. Pushpin example 3. The vampire squid, a creature from another world. And then there's a vampire squid. This strange deep-sea cephalopod isn't a vampire, but its name suits its terrifying appearance. It lives in the oxygen-starved depth of the ocean, where most creatures wouldn't survive. When threatened, it doesn't just swim away. It turns itself inside out, revealing spiny tentacles to scare off attackers. But these are just the beginning. The deeper we go, the stranger things become. Some creatures don't just glow. They see in complete darkness. They survive crushing pressure, and some of them have no eyes, no mouths, and no bones. Creatures that shouldn't exist. The deeper we go, the stranger things become. Down here, in the vast abyss, life has taken forms that seem almost impossible. Creatures that defy logic, that bend the rules of biology, and that look like they were designed by an alien intelligence. Some of these creatures are invisible. Some have evolved to survive without food for years. And some are so massive they could swallow a human whole without even noticing. Pushpin the barrel-eye fish, a creature with a transparent head. Meet the barrel-eye fish. At first glance, it looks like something from a science fiction movie, but this creature is very real. Its skull is completely transparent, and inside, two eerie, green glowing eyes stare upwards, scanning the water for food. Scientists believe that its transparent head acts like a lens, helping it detect faint movements in the darkness above. But how does it survive in a world where light does not exist? By seeing in ways no other fish can. Its eyes can rotate inside its skull, allowing it to track prey above while staying perfectly still. Imagine being able to see through your own head and watching everything happening above you without moving a muscle. Pushpin the giant phantom jelly, a massive ghostly predator. This is the giant phantom jelly, a creature so rare that only a handful of people have ever seen alive. It has no bones, no brain, and no blood, and yet it has survived for millions of years, silently drifting to the deep like a ghost. Unlike most jellyfish, this one doesn't use tentacles to catch its food. Instead, it spreads its long, curtain-like arms to trap small creatures that drift into its deadly embrace. And here's the strangest part. Scientists still don't know how it catches its prey. Some believe it absorbs food directly through its skin. Others think it might have a hidden mouth. But one thing is certain, whatever drifts into its arms never escapes. Pushpin the deep-sea gigant is a mystery. Why are some creatures so huge? But some deep-sea creatures don't just look alien. They grow to sizes that seem impossible. This is called deep-sea gigantism, and scientists still don't fully understand why it happens. Imagine a regular shrimp about the size of your finger. Now, imagine a deep-sea version the size of a house cat. Pushpin examples of deep-sea giants. The Japanese spider crab, a crab with legs that can reach 12 feet across. The colossal squid, even larger than the giant squid, with eyes the size of dinner plates. The giant isopod, a deep-sea bug that looks like an alien, growing up to 2.5 feet long. Some scientists believe these creatures grow larger due to the lack of predators in the deep sea. Others think it's because of slower metabolisms caused by the cold, high-pressure environment. Whatever the reason, one thing is clear. Size is no limit in the deep. Pushpin the goblin shark, a living fossil from another time. But not all deep-sea creatures are giants. Some are monsters in a different way. Meet the goblin shark, a creature so bizarre, it looks more like a mutant than a shark. It's been nicknamed the living fossil because it has barely changed in over 125 million years. But its most terrifying feature? Its extendable jaw. Unlike normal sharks, the goblin shark's mouth can shoot out of its face like a horror movie monster, snatching prey before it even has time to react. This terrifying ability makes it one of the most efficient hunters of the deep. And these are just a few of the bizarre, alien-like creatures lurking in the deep. But as strange as they are, we've only scratched the surface. What if I told you that the deep ocean might hold something even stranger? Creatures that don't rely on sunlight, oxygen, or even food to survive. Some that seem almost immortal, and others that might hold the key to life on other planets. Immortal beings and alien-like survivors. In the deepest parts of the ocean, where no light reaches, where oxygen is scarce, and where the pressure is enough to crush steel, life continues to exist. But not just any life. Some of these creatures have evolved in ways that seem impossible. What if I told you there's a creature that can live forever, another that doesn't need oxygen to survive, and one that might just be the closest thing to an alien life form on Earth? Pushpin the immortal jellyfish, a creature that never dies. Meet Turritopsis dornii, the immortal jellyfish, a creature so small, yet so extraordinary, that has baffled scientists for years. Why? Because this jellyfish never truly dies. Unlike other creatures, when this jellyfish gets old, sick, or injured, it does something incredible. It reverses its own aging process. Instead of dying, it transforms back into a younger state, starting its life cycle all over again. In theory, this jellyfish can repeat this process forever, making it biologically immortal. This discovery has led scientists to wonder, could the secret to human immortality be hidden deep in the ocean? Pushpin the deep-sea tube worms, life without sunlight or oxygen. Most life on Earth depends on sunlight and oxygen, but not these creatures. Deep-sea tube worms have unlocked a survival trick that defies everything we thought we knew about biology. They live around hydrothermal vents, cracks in the ocean floor that spew out boiling hot, toxic chemicals. Instead of relying on oxygen or photosynthesis, these worms survive by absorbing poisonous gases and turn them into energy, a process called chemosynthesis. This means life does not need sunlight to exist. And if it can happen in our oceans, could also happen in the dark oceans of distant planets. Scientists now believe that if life exists on other planets, it might look just like this, thriving in complete darkness, feeding on chemicals instead of sunlight. Which brings us to an even bigger question. Are we looking for aliens in the wrong place? Pushpin the deep-sea hatchetfish, a predator that turns invisible. But the deep sea isn't just home to creatures that defy death. It's also home to masters of invisibility. And the hatchetfish is one of the best. In the twilight zone of the ocean, where faint light still filters through, predators lurk from above. Normally, a fish would cast a shadow, making it an easy target. But the hatchetfish has evolved a genius survival trick. It controls its own invisibility. Using special light-producing organs called photophores, it matches the exact brightness of the water above it, erasing its own shadow. To predators below, the hatchetfish becomes completely invisible. This technique, called counter-illumination, is so advanced that scientists are now studying it to create better stealth technology for military submarines. Pushpin the zombie worm, a creature that feeds on bones. When a massive whale dies and sinks to the ocean floor, it creates a feast for scavengers. But long after sharks and crabs have stripped the meat away, one creature remains, the zombie worm. Zombie worms don't have mouths, stomachs, or even a way to chew food. Instead, they release special acid that breaks down bones, allowing bacteria inside their bodies to digest the nutrients for them. These worms can survive on nothing but bones, sometimes living for decades on the remains of a single whale. It's a haunting reminder that in the deep sea, nothing ever truly goes to waste. Pushpin, could these creatures be clues to alien life? The creatures of the deep sea have pushed the limits of what we thought was possible. They survive where no sunlight reaches, where food is scarce, and where the pressure should make life impossible. And now, scientists believe these creatures might hold the key to finding life beyond Earth. If life can exist in such extreme conditions here, could it also exist in the underground oceans of Europa, or the methane lakes of Titan, or even in the alien seas of distant exoplanets? What if, out there in the cosmos, life doesn't look like us? What if the first aliens we discover aren't little green men, but giant bioluminescent jellyfish, or transparent fish with glowing eyes, or even something we cannot yet comprehend? One thing is certain. If we want to understand life beyond Earth, we must first understand the secrets of our own deep ocean. But what if I told you that there are even bigger mysteries waiting to be uncovered? Strange, unidentified creatures caught on camera, ancient sea monsters that shouldn't exist, and real-life sightings of deep-sea anomalies that defy explanation. The ocean's biggest unsolved mysteries. For centuries, the ocean has been hiding its deepest secrets. Strange creatures have been spotted in the abyss. Some too big to be real, some too fast to be explained, and some that simply vanish without a trace. What are these unidentified sea creatures? Could they be ancient monsters that survived extinction? Or could they be something else entirely? Something science has yet to understand. In this chapter, we will explore the most mysterious, real-life deep-sea anomalies ever recorded. Footage that has baffled experts, encounters that defy explanation, and creatures that science refuses to acknowledge. Pushpin the Ningen, a 100-foot-long human-like creature. In the icy waters of Antarctica, sailors have reported seeing something massive lurking beneath the waves. A creature so large, so strange, that it doesn't fit into any known category of marine life. It's called a Ningen, a 100-foot-long, pale white being with a human-like face, arms, and even fingers. Some say it resembles a mermaid. Others believe it is an undiscovered species of giant aquatic humanoid. First reported by Japanese fishermen, the Ningen has been described as having no visible eyes, no fins, and a slow, eerie movement, as if watching the ships above. Some believe it is a legend, a case of mistaken identity, but others claim to have seen it with their own eyes. And here's where it gets stranger. After reports of the Ningen started circulating, some Japanese government agencies allegedly classified all information about it. If it was just a myth, why would it be covered up? Pushpin the bloop, the loudest underwater sound ever recorded. In 1997, a deep-sea monitoring system picked up a sound so loud and so powerful it was heard over 3,000 miles away. Scientists called it the bloop. At first, experts thought it might be an underwater volcanic eruption or ice breaking off from Antarctica. But there was a problem. The sound pattern did not match any geological event. Instead, it resembled the call of a living creature. If the bloop was made by an animal, then that animal would have to be larger than a blue whale. Some believe the bloop was caused by an unknown giant sea creature, a colossal being lurking in the abyss, never seen, but powerful enough to shake the ocean itself. But here's the most unsettling part. After 1997, the bloop was never heard again. Was it a one-time sound? Or did something enormous move deeper into the ocean, away from human detection? Pushpin the black demon shark, a monster larger than Megalodon? Off the coast of Baja California, Mexico, fishermen have been reporting something terrifying, an enormous jet-black shark, over 50 feet long, with eyes as dark as the abyss. They call it the Black Demon. It is said to be larger than a great white, more aggressive than a tiger shark, and more elusive than any known predator. Eyewitnesses claim that it has a thick, muscular body, a massive tail that can create waves, and teeth the size of human hands. Some even believe it could be a descendant of Megalodon, the prehistoric superpredator that once ruled the oceans. But here's where it gets mysterious. Despite multiple reports, no one has been able to capture definitive proof of the Black Demon. No photos, no video, only sightings and stories. Could this be an undiscovered species of giant shark? Or is it a ghost from the past, an ancient predator that refuses to die? In 2011, a team of Swedish divers made a discovery that left scientists stunned. A perfectly round, 200-foot wide structure resting deep beneath the Baltic Sea. The object, which someone called the Baltic Sea Anomaly, appears to have unnatural geometric patterns, strange metallic properties, and even what looks like a set of stairs leading into it. Sonar scans also revealed something even stranger, a trail behind the object, as if it crash-landed into the seafloor. Some believe this could be a sunken UFO, proof that extraterrestrials may have visited Earth long ago. Others argue that it's just an unusual rock formation. But one question remains. If it's just a rock, why do electronic devices stop working when they get close to it? Could this be the remains of an ancient alien craft? Or is it something even more mysterious, hidden beneath the sea for thousands of years? From colossal unknown creatures to mysterious sounds from the abyss, the ocean holds secrets we are only beginning to understand. But what if I told you the deepest, darkest mystery of all has yet to be solved? In the final chapters, we will uncover the scariest, most unexplained deep-sea encounters ever recorded. Creatures that stalk submarines, strange disappearances in the Bermuda Triangle, and chilling deep-sea dives gone horribly wrong. The ocean's darkest and most terrifying secrets. The ocean is a place of wonder, but also of horror. For centuries, sailors and deep-sea explorers have told stories of unseen predators, eerie voices in the abyss, and strange encounters that defy logic. Some of these mysteries have no explanation. Some were caught on camera, only to disappear without a trace. And some were so terrifying that those who survived refused to speak about them. What lurks in the uncharted depths of the ocean? Are we truly alone in the sea, or is something watching us from the abyss? Pushpin, the shape-shifting creature that stalked a submarine. In 2014, a Russian deep-sea submarine was conducting a routine patrol near the Arctic Ocean when the crew detected something strange. At first, they believed it was just a large fish, maybe a shark. But as they observed the object, they realized something terrifying. It was changing shape. The object moved unnaturally fast, shifting in size, darting back and forth as if it was intelligent. For over 30 minutes, it followed the submarine, then suddenly it vanished. The crew, shaken, reviewed the sonar data and realized something even more chilling. The object was larger than the submarine itself. To this day, no one knows what it was. Was it an undiscovered sea creature, a highly advanced form of marine intelligence, or something else entirely, something not of this world? Pushpin, the vanishing crew of the Kaz-2, a modern ghost ship. In 2007, an Australian yacht, the Kaz-2, was found drifting aimlessly off the coast of Queensland. There were no signs of distress, no damage to the ship, but the 3 crew members had vanished without a trace. The strangest part? The boat's engine was running. A meal had just been prepared in the kitchen. A laptop was still open. Everything suggested that the crew had been on board just moments before. There are no signs of struggle, no distress calls, and no explanation for why all 3 men suddenly disappeared. The official theory suggests a rogue wave may have swept them overboard. But then why were their life jackets untouched? And why did no one hear a single sound from the crew? Some believe they may have encountered something they weren't supposed to see, a hidden deep-sea secret, or perhaps something not human. Pushpin, the Mariana Trench Scream, a deep-sea horror. The Mariana Trench is the deepest known part of the ocean, stretching down nearly 7 miles below the surface. No sunlight reaches this abyss. The pressure is enough to crush steel. But in 2016, scientists exploring the trench heard something that should not have been possible. A scream, a deep wailing, unnatural sound echoing from the darkness below. At first, scientists believed it might be a new species of whale. But the sound was too deep, too prolonged, and had patterns unlike any marine animal. The noise, recorded several times in different locations, was named the Mariana Trench Boom. To this day, no one knows what caused it. If it was an animal, How big would it have to be to make a sound powerful enough to travel for miles? And why has no one ever seen it? Pushpin, the deep-sea diver who vanished on live camera. In 2018, a marine biologist was conducting a routine deep-sea exploration in a personal submersible when something went terribly wrong. The sub was equipped with multiple cameras, streaming live footage back to the research vessel. Everything was going according to plan until the camera caught something strange. A dark shape moved past the sub. At first, it was dismissed as a shadow, but then the shape came back. The pilot, clearly startled, tried to maneuver the sub away from the object, but suddenly, the camera cut to static. For several minutes, there was no contact. When the feed finally resumed, the submersible was empty. The pilot was gone. The hatch was sealed from the inside. The vessel was recovered, completely intact, with no signs of damage. The pilot was never found. To this day, the footage remains classified, and the official cause of disappearance was labeled unknown. The ocean is vast, dark, and filled with mysteries we may never fully understand. But what if the scariest mystery of all is still waiting to be discovered? In our final chapter, we will uncover the biggest and most terrifying deep-sea secrets ever kept from the public. Hidden military discoveries, massive unidentified sea monsters, and classified underwater footage that was never meant to be seen. The deep-sea secrets they don't want you to know. The ocean is a place of mystery, but some mysteries are not meant to be solved. For decades, governments and military organizations have explored the deepest parts of our oceans, sometimes to hide things from the public, and sometimes to investigate things they cannot explain. What have they found? What are they hiding? And why do some of the world's deepest ocean expeditions remain classified to this day? Pushpin, the Baltic Sea anomaly, a sunken UFO? In 2011, a team of deep-sea treasure hunters was scanning the bottom of the Baltic Sea when they found something extraordinary. Studio microphone narrator. A massive 70-meter wide object, perfectly round, resting on the seafloor. The object had unnatural grooves, sharp edges, and what appeared to be a staircase leading into it. Some believe it is a crashed UFO, long buried under the ocean. Others claim it could be an ancient underwater structure, something built by an unknown civilization thousands of years ago. To this day, the true nature of the Baltic Sea anomaly remains a mystery. The Swedish government has forbidden further exploration of the site, leading some to believe that whatever lies at the bottom of the Baltic is something they don't want us to find. Pushpin, the lost submarine that picked up strange sounds. In 1968, an advanced Soviet nuclear submarine, the K-129, mysteriously disappeared in the Pacific Ocean. Months later, the U.S. Navy detected strange signals coming from the area where the sub was last seen. The signals weren't coming from the submarine itself, but from something else. The sound was not mechanical, not geological, and did not match any known marine species. Some experts claim it was a form of communication. But if it was a message, who or what was sending it? The U.S. Navy sent a classified deep-sea mission to investigate, but what they found remains highly classified. The official report states only that the signal stopped abruptly, and the wreckage of the K-129 was never fully recovered. Could this have been a secret deep-sea creature? Or was it something far beyond our understanding? Pushpin, the colossal creature caught on military radar. In 2014, a U.S. Navy warship in the Atlantic Ocean was tracking routine underwater movements when its sonar detected something impossible. An object, at least 200 feet long, moving at an estimated 200 knots. Far faster than any known submarine, whale, or marine craft. The Navy's top analyst reviewed the footage, and the conclusion was terrifying. Nothing we know of is capable of moving like this underwater. The U.S. military calls them USOs, unidentified submerged objects. Some believe they are undiscovered sea creatures, while others suggest they may be extraterrestrial craft using the ocean as a hiding place. The military has never released an official explanation, but deep-sea sonar continues to pick up mysterious objects traveling at impossible speeds, vanishing into the depths. Pushpin the deep-sea blackout. What happened in 2017? In 2017, something unprecedented happened. For exactly 6 hours, deep-sea monitoring stations all over the world went dark. From the Atlantic to Pacific, every major deep-sea sonar station stopped receiving data at the same time. Then, just as suddenly, they came back online. Asterisk, asterisk. Governments and marine research centers gave no explanation. But leaked reports suggested that something massive may have moved through the ocean during those hours. Some theories suggest an unknown seismic event, but no earthquakes were detected. Others believe something enormous passed through our oceans, something capable of disrupting sonar on a global scale. Could it have been a secret military experiment, a colossal deep-sea creature, or something even more terrifying? The ocean is full of secrets, but how many of them are being kept from us? From massive unknown creatures to classified government discoveries, it seems that the deeper we go, the less we truly understand. What else is lurking in the ocean's abyss, waiting to be discovered? Or worse, waiting for us to find it? Tell us your thoughts in the comments. Do you believe the government is hiding something? Or are these mysteries just the beginning? Subscribe for more deep-sea discoveries and terrifying unknowns, because the truth is still out there, waiting to rise from the depths. We have barely scratched the surface of the ocean's deepest secrets, and with every new discovery, the line between science and science fiction continues to blur. What else is lurking in the abyss, waiting to be found? Are these creatures truly alien to Earth, or have they been here long before us, hidden beneath the waves? One thing is certain. Our planet's greatest mysteries don't lie in the stars. They lie beneath our oceans. And the deeper we go, the stranger things become. What do you think? Could these creatures be proof of alien life? Or are they just nature's strangest creations? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more mysteries from the deep. Studio microphone narrator. Because down here the unknown is waiting.